Hello everyone, welcome back to Hand Automation. So in this video, we are going to learn how AI can help us to generate the test automation script. The script which can be used in any automation tool such as Playwright, Selenium, Cypress, Catalan Studio, and any in-house built automation tool by such higher MNCs. So let's start this video and see how we can generate the test automation script. Before starting the video, I would just like to go through the course journey which we have covered till now. So we have covered the AI foundation in which we have learned the machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI. Then we have covered the LLMs. We have covered the prompt engineering, how we can do the better prompting. We have covered the requirement analysis using AI. We have covered the test scenario generation using AI. We have covered the test case generation in detail using AI. So I would recommend all of you guys who have not watched these episodes earlier, please go and watch all of these concepts because it is really helpful for you guys. Because in the future and in the upcoming videos, we are going to create a AI assistant. Everyone will be having their own assistant created by your own. So if you are familiar and having a good understanding on this concept, it will be a very easy for you to create the AI agents. So that's why it's my request to all of you to please go and watch all of these episodes before moving to the test automation script creation. So let's go ahead for the next step, which is AI for test automation. We will use our Rahul's journey only because Rahul is just like same of us. So as we know that in the last episode, Rahul generated the test cases and he reviewed it and approved it. And his manager also looked satisfied with those test cases. But Rahul received a challenge from his manager. Can we automate those test cases? So let's understand in this video how we can do complete that challenge and how we can create the test automation. The moment you receive the challenge of the requirement to automate the test cases, you might have thought that go to the AI assistant and ask, please generate a test script for this. And in some minute we will get it and a challenge will be done. Even Rahul did the same. What he did, he already got the test cases. He simply asked AI to generate a test script for the same. So AI generated a test script for the test cases. Those script looks good. So what he did, he just copied that script from the AI console panel and he go to the Playwright automation project, tested over there and run the test case. And you know what? Surprisingly, test cases got passed as well. And he was really happy to see those results because he was thinking that, yes, my challenge is completed. Whatever the challenge I have received from the manager, in a minute I have done it. So he was really excited to inform to the manager. But then he realized one thing that before going to my manager, let me check with my colleague first and I'll show it to him. He will be also surprised that I have done this challenge in a minute. So, what he did, he asked his colleague to review the code. The moment colleague started reviewing the code, colleague noticed a lot of problems in that. The AI generated code was passed, but the problems were hard-coded test data was there in the script. There was some fragile locators. There was no page object model. There was no reusable method which can be used in future. There was no meaningful assertion. There was no proper weights to handle the synchronization issue. There was no error handling to debug the failures. So here we got to know that generating a code is easy, but generating a maintainable automation is harder. So Rahul realizes that yes, I cannot give this code to manager. So what he understood that we should not directly ask the AI to generate a code for the test cases. Then what we should do? The first thumb rule here is if you have a test cases with you before moving to automate those test cases, you should review with the AI that whether these test cases are a good candidate for automation or not. If those test cases are good to automate, then we can go ahead and automate those test cases. So Rahul asked AI to review this test case and identify whether it is a good automation candidate. AI replied, yes, the scenario is stable, business rule is rarely changed, and workflow is repeatable. So expected result is deterministic. And that's why we can do automated. So now what happens? Rahul got the understanding that yes, my scenario of login is automatable. Now, in the next question, Rahul asks, can you help me to identify which and all the test case I can automate? Then AI replied, yes, successful login flow we can check with the help of automation script. We can create automation script for invalid password. We can create automation script for account lock. We can create automation script for password reset. We can create automation script for session timeout, but we should not create automation script for the captcha verification. Visual appearance is not a good candidate. One-time usability observation is not a good candidate. Exploratory testing is not automation thing. So here we got some more detail like which and all test case I can go for automation and which and all I should avoid. So the next thing which he realized that earlier asked AI to simply generate a test cases, but that prompt was not good because we see lot of time that if we are giving a normal prompt, we are getting a very generic output. So this time Rahul creates a prompt using the technique which he learned in a previous episodes in the prompt engineering. The format or the framework of generating a prompt was RCTCO. Yes. So using the RCTCO framework, Rahul created this particular prompt. So here he is giving in a prompt, act as a senior playwright automation engineer, use TypeScript and page object model, meaningful name, stable locator, no hard-coded weights, separate test data, reusable code, and explain design decision. And he realized that yes, we learned this lesson in the same prompt engineering episode that better prompt will lead us to a better output. So Rahul this time is not interested in blindly copy pasting the code which he received using this prompt. In his mind, he is having the thought that before simply copy pasting the code, I will ask AI to explain every section of this Playwright script. So AI explains the browser setup, page initialization, locators, assertion, navigation, wait strategy. Rahul understands not only what the code does now, but he also understands why it was written. Now AI is becoming a mentor, not just a code generator. So in that sense, we will be having a good understanding of the test automation script. So if you have already an existing framework or script, then instead of generating a new code, we can upload one of his own automation script and we can ask AI to review this automation. We can ask AI to identify is there any code smells, duplicate logic, weak assertion, poor naming, maintainability issue, synchronization problem, suggest improvement. But do not completely rewrite the framework, okay? Because I want to maintain the framework which is already defined in my current project. So in this case, AI will review the script and it will suggest you lot of improvement areas. So the same fashion Rahul also did the same and he got some suggestions. So what Rahul did, again Rahul is a decider here. He got a suggestion Rahul accepts some of the suggestion and he rejects some of the suggestion. Again, AI is reviewing him and helping him. Rahul is deciding here. So if you are generating a new code, you can do follow this first, second, and third approach. If you are having already a script, you can follow the code review technique and use AI to review your code. Now, now in your script, if you have the locators, right? So you can ask which locator would you choose. AI will compare you and give you a strategy like on what basis you can choose your locator. So if you will talk about the playwright, the ID locator will be having a more stability because it is highly unique and stable. If you are using data test ID, its purpose to build for testing only. So you can use this locator. You can use the CSS. CSS may break if we are doing some changes in UI. XPath also you can use. It is fragile but very hard to maintain. So it explains why one locator strategy is more stable than another, and this is much more valuable than simply copying the code. Now, Rahul, if he want to generate the test data, so AI can help us to generate the test data as well. Rahul simply asks, generate realistic login test data. AI creates the valid user, logged user, expired user, boundary length password, special character, Unicode, white space cases. Again, Rahul reviews that before using. So we can use AI to generate the test data as well. Now, if we already have a manual test cases, as Rahul was already having, we can convert those test cases into an automation. So what he will do first, he will ask to review which of the test cases are highly recommended to do the automation, and then he will ask AI to convert this manual test case into a playwright test. And AI will generate those test cases script and then test methods, assertion, reusable methods, and there will be a lot of different things for that particular code script, right? Then again, you will be having your script and Rahul will be having the script. You can review you can review those code, you can update that locator, and it's done. Now Rahul has a automation test script. Those test cases looks good and it is running in a Playwright project. But after some time, one Playwright test start failing. Rahul copies that error message into the AI. Instead of asking, fix this, he asks to analyze this playwright failure possible root cause. How can I verify each one? Suggest debugging step before suggesting the code changes. AI responded with a structured analysis, possible locator issues, timing issues, environment issues, application defects, and test data issues. Rahul followed the debugging steps. The problem was actually a changed locator. So AI did not magically fix the problem. It helped Rahul to investigate systematically. So Rahul follows this step and find the real issue. So this is how you can take AI help to debug your failure as well. Instead of directly asking the fix, you should take help and investigate from your end. Now, Rahul realized that AI can help throughout the automation development, right? AI can help you with the requirement, test cases, automation candidate review, generate initial script, human review, framework integration, execution, failure analysis, code review, maintenance. With this, the AI becomes a part of workflow, not the entire workflow, right? Because the original decision maker is the QA engineer, which is Rahul. So now we understood that how we can use AI to generate a test automation script. So as you have seen already here, this will be the today's reusable prompt and you can save this prompt and you will use it repeatedly. So let's see what AI should never do. Rahul noticed another mistake which people usually makes. They copy AI generated automation directly into the production without reviewing, without execution, without understanding. This is really dangerous, guys. For Rahul cases, it was just a QA review and got a lot of problematic statement. But if you are using it in a different places like productions environment, you may be facing a lot of another challenges, and maybe it will be very dangerous for you. So don't do simply copy paste. First check, get the explanation, review it, and then only use it, right? So automation engineers should always review, execute, debug, refactor, maintain. AI is there to accelerate the development. It does not replace the engineering judgment. Okay. So Rahul now looks back. Only a few weeks ago, he was manually writing everything. And if you will also look back and you will feel that, yes, I was manually writing everything. But now I understood that AI help us and help me or help Rahul to review the requirement, generate the test case, generate the automation script, review the automation script, generate test data, debug failure. Now the testing is becoming faster. I am becoming faster. Rahul is becoming faster. But something is still missing. Every time Rahul asks AI a question, he manually copies the requirement, test cases, and project information. Rahul thinks that what if AI already know our project? That question will eventually lead us to a RAG. But before that, Rahul has another challenge. His application exposes a REST APIs. Can AI help him to test those APIs too? What do you think, guys? AI will be helping us to test the API as well. So we will see that very soon. So quickly recap what we have learned today is, first of all, before starting the automation script creation, we should identify the whether this particular test case is automation candidate or not. Then we should generate a Playwright, Selenium, Cypress, Catalan Studio code, and then we should review that particular script or code. If any improved locators are there, we should follow that, and then we see that we can convert the manual test case into an automation. We can generate the test data using AI. We can ask for the explanation of the automation code. We can analyze the failures using the AI, and we can also ask for the maintainability. So AI generate the first draft, but the automation engineer is the key who deliver the first solution. So today we have added the another major capability to our future AI QA assistant, which we are going to build in upcoming videos, that it can now help us with building the automation script. But modern application don't only have the user interface. Almost every feature also communicate with the backend services through APIs. So in the next episode, Rahul is going to discover how AI can help him to understand the API document, generate API test scenarios, create requests, validate response, generate API automation, and even identify the missing API validation. So I will see you in the episode 8. Thank you for watching this video. If you feel this video is really helpful for you, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to Enhand Automation to stay tuned with us for the next episode. I'll see you in episode 8. Thank you for watching. Till the time, keep learning, keep automating.